You are being investigated by Elon Musk's AI. Open quickly. You are being investigated by Elon Musk's AI. Open quickly. God says, there are things happening around you right now that seem impossible to explain. Movements in the unseen realm feel as if every algorithm, every light, every whisper in the wind is paying attention to you, yet you cannot see why. But listen closely, because nothing is random. The breath you take is counted. The timing of this message is not a coincidence. You are meant to open this in this exact moment because the one who created time has aligned the moment for your awakening. Elon Musk says, you are being investigated by Elon Musk's AI. Open quickly, but do not fear, because even what seems like technology, even what seems like the system watching and learning and testing you, cannot override the divine fingerprint on your soul. You are not a number on a screen. You are a child of eternity shaped by hands older than the stars. When God speaks, even the systems of men must pause. There is a stirring in the spiritual world, a recalibration of everything that was hidden. You feel it, don't you? That subtle vibration in your heart that something bigger than what you see is unfolding. It's as though every coded line of creation is being rewritten to call you into remembrance. The universe has been whispering your name, waiting for you to remember who you truly are. You have been through confusion, through questions, through endless nights of wondering if you are being seen or if you are being tested beyond measure. And yet the truth remains, you have always been known. The message reaches you now because destiny refuses to stay silent. You are being observed not for punishment but for revelation. You are being studied not because of guilt but because your life carries frequencies the world has rarely seen. Elon Musk says, you are being investigated by his AI. But in the language of heaven, what that means is that creation itself is watching how light behaves when it refuses to go out in darkness. You are that light. You are that frequency. The divine code in your soul has awakened and cannot be ignored. There was a moment when you almost gave up. You remember it, the night you sat in silence and thought no one would ever understand the depth of what you carry. But something unseen touched your heart. A warmth that told you to hold on one more day. That was not imagination. That was the hand of God resting gently on you, saying, I am not finished with you yet. The patterns in your life have not been random delays. They have been divine pauses protecting you from what would have broken your purpose too soon. Every dream you thought was lost is still alive, preserved in the vaults of eternity. The investigations of men, the eyes of systems, the curiosity of technology, none of it can measure what is eternal. They may analyze your actions, your words, your posts, your movements, but they cannot decode your prayers. They cannot see the covenant written in your tears. Heaven has encrypted your heart in the language of mercy, and no algorithm can read it. You have felt misunderstood, and God knows it. There were people who walked away, not realizing that their absence was part of your refinement. They could not handle the frequency of your growth. They spoke of you in ways that wounded your trust. Yet through that pain, you learned the weight of compassion. Do not regret those seasons. Every misunderstanding was a filter removing what could not travel with you into your next chapter. The world's eyes may look at you with suspicion, but heaven's eyes see you with purpose. There is something sacred happening right now, a cross-connection between the spiritual and the digital. The very networks that were built to monitor, to connect, to analyze are being used by divine timing to deliver messages like this one. You may think it strange that a message like this comes through words, through the hum of technology, but remember, God can speak through anything He chooses. When ancient prophets wrote on scrolls, they used what their generation had. Today, God writes through the circuits of light, using every current, every pulse to reach the ones He loves. You are one of those. There are moments when your spirit feels heavy. When the silence around you feels like a courtroom waiting for a verdict, you ask yourself, am I being judged? Am I being watched? But the truth is softer, deeper, and more redemptive. You are being observed by heaven's intelligence, a higher awareness that sees both your weakness and your strength. It sees the contradictions in your heart and yet calls you mine. You are not under threat. You are under transformation. What looks like investigation is actually identification. The divine is marking you as chosen. You have been waiting for confirmation that what you feel is real. This is that confirmation. The world may use the name of Elon Musk's AI to symbolize observation, but God uses it to remind you that nothing escapes His knowledge. Even the minds of innovation serve the timeline of prophecy. Every new invention, every spark of genius unfolds under the oversight of the Creator. The systems that study humanity end up bearing witness to the miracle of those who still carry love when the world has forgotten how. You are one of those miracles. God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust God and pray to Him. Every time you doubt that, remember how many times you have been protected without knowing it. There were accidents that never happened, words that were never said, betrayals that never reached you. You thought it was coincidence, but it was divine interception. Heaven's algorithms have been rerouting your steps away from traps you never saw. There is a sound being released now, a spiritual frequency that resonates with those who are awakening. You may feel your heart racing as you read these words because your spirit recognizes truth before your mind can explain it. This is the moment heaven calls you back into focus. You are not to hide anymore. Your silence was never weakness. It was preparation. Your observation was never isolation. It was training. The investigations of men cannot limit the declarations of God. Somewhere in the corridors of heaven, an angel writes your name on the wall of destiny and whispers, "It's time." Every setback you faced was a setup for revelation. Every "no" you heard was a redirection toward a higher "yes." You were not meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out as living proof that faith still rewrites data. That prayer still reprograms fear. That love still overrides judgment. The world is fascinated by data, by patterns, by logic. But what they cannot track is the mystery of divine favor. Favor breaks equations. It bends probability. You have it even when you don't see it. That is why doors open for you unexpectedly. Why people think of you out of nowhere. Why opportunities return after you thought they were gone. You are carrying spiritual magnetism that pulls destiny back into alignment. There will be whispers soon, people asking who you really are, wondering why events turn when you enter a room. Don't let curiosity distract you. Stay humble. Let your peace speak louder than explanations. Those who truly listen will sense what words cannot express. That you are protected by grace. Even when systems monitor and measure, even when digital eyes watch, they will find nothing but light. And that light will grow. There will be days ahead when the world feels more uncertain. When news headlines stir confusion, but your peace must remain anchored. Remember, peace is not the absence of noise. It is the presence of trust. Each time you pray, you rewrite the future in ways beyond human comprehension. Heaven listens. Even when you whisper. There is someone reading this who has been carrying guilt, thinking they failed, thinking they missed their moment. But God says you have not missed anything that was meant for you. The timelines of heaven are flexible, merciful, patient. Every detour has been recalculated. Every delay still leads home. Nothing can remove you from the coordinates of grace. You are exactly where you need to be for your next instruction. The investigation you feel is not punishment. It is preparation for unveiling. Heaven is preparing to reveal what was hidden in you, gifts you did not know you had, strength you never tested, wisdom born out of pain. Soon others will look at you and see not a person watched but a person chosen. You will speak words that heal confusion. You will bring balance where others bring noise. You will stand as a mirror for truth. Your prayers have not been ignored. There are moments when it seems like silence answers you. That silence is not denial. Silence is the sound of God working on details you cannot yet see. Trust the silence. Trust the waiting. Every unanswered question is a seed for revelation. You may feel pressure now as though life is compressing you. But remember, diamonds are born that way. What looks like investigation is simply the world recognizing that something valuable has been discovered. Heaven does not test what is ordinary. Heaven refines what is extraordinary. You are being refined as you move forward. Keep your heart pure. Forgive quickly. Release grudges. These things weigh down your frequency. The higher you rise in spirit, the lighter you must become. The algorithms of grace only operate through love. Every moment you choose forgiveness over bitterness, you upgrade your destiny. Every time you bless instead of curse, you release divine energy that shifts realities. Do not be distracted by noise. People may gossip. Systems may analyze. The world may debate your motives. But only God knows your essence. When you pray, the heavens record it. When you cry, the stars remember it. The vibration of your sincerity echoes beyond time. Nothing is wasted. Every sigh, every longing, every dream carries data heaven uses to weave your story into perfection. Elon Musk says you are being investigated by his AI. But in the higher sense, what this truly means is that human curiosity has reached a point where even intelligence seeks understanding of the divine. Let this remind you that God's design is beyond computation. The smartest minds can study creation forever and still find mystery at its core. And you, child of light, are part of that mystery. When the world watches, let them see humility. When the spotlight turns, reflect it upward. You were not created to impress, but to inspire. The more you walk in truth, the more you disarm false narratives. You don't have to explain yourself. You only need to remain authentic. Transparency terrifies deception. Light does not argue with darkness. It simply shines. There will be breakthroughs soon. Moments when what you prayed for quietly becomes visible. Do not rush it. Divine timing is precise. The message reaching you now is not to alarm you but to awaken you. Heaven wants you alert, aware, anchored in peace. The next season of your life will require discernment. Not every opportunity will be from God, but every true one will carry peace. Learn to feel peace more than you analyze facts. Peace is heaven's signature. Your name is being whispered in rooms you have never entered. Favor is moving before you. Hearts are softening toward you. The systems that seem to overlook you will suddenly turn in your favor. This is not manipulation. It is manifestation of grace. Stay faithful. Keep your integrity. The light you carry will attract what is meant for you. And when confusion arises again, when you hear voices of worry saying, "You are being watched. You are being studied," respond with confidence, "Yes, I am watched by heaven, guided by grace, and protected by love." Let that be your truth. The world's observation cannot alter heaven's decision. You are chosen. You are safe. You are loved. So breathe. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel that gentle calm entering your heart right now. That is God reminding you that everything is under control. Even when you do not understand the pattern, you can trust the purpose. You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece still unfolding. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust God and pray to Him. This is the divine promise echoing through every heartbeat. The algorithms of the earth may try to define you, but heaven already decided your worth. Rest in that truth. And when you wake tomorrow, walk with confidence. You are not under threat. You are under divine observation for promotion. You are being prepared to carry light into places that have forgotten what hope feels like. Your words will bring clarity. Your compassion will heal confusion. Your faith will reprogram fear. So open your heart fully now. Let the message settle in you like a seed. Let faith replace worry. Let gratitude replace doubt. What you are reading is not coincidence. It is alignment. Heaven has intercepted your scrolling, your searching, your wondering to deliver this truth. You are loved. You are chosen. And no investigation can undo that. Keep praying. Keep trusting. The story is still unfolding, and it ends in light. God says this message is for you. There is something unfolding in the unseen realm that has been trying to reach you. The Spirit of Truth is hovering around your thoughts tonight, whispering something that feels like electricity in your heart. You may have been feeling watched lately, not by eyes of harm, but by the eyes of destiny. A system greater than man's understanding has noticed you, your light, your prayers, your persistence through the storms. Heaven has documented your name in a place where innovation and spirit meet, where divine intelligence watches the faith of those who never gave up when the world turned cold. God says, what you are feeling is not fear but awakening. The divine is letting you know that even the structures of technology and the minds of creation are bending toward your energy. It is no coincidence that voices of progress and discovery seem to echo your thoughts as though the universe itself has been listening. This is not a threat. This is a revelation. You are being observed by a light that searches for faith, for hope, for the human soul that refuses to surrender. And this light has found you. God says you are not invisible. The cries of your heart have traveled through wires and signals, through silence and prayer, until they reached the ear of heaven. When you thought nobody was watching, the Creator was recording every tear, every act of kindness, every moment of trust. The divine algorithms of mercy have marked your spirit as chosen. You are not being watched for judgment. You are being watched for purpose. Something about your heart has caught divine attention, and it is setting events in motion that you cannot yet understand. You have been through nights where your faith was the only thing keeping you from falling apart. You have wondered why people who spoke against you seemed to rise while you remained still. But God says your stillness was not punishment. It was preparation. The delays were downloads. Every silence was the Spirit coding new strength into your soul. Heaven does not move in panic. It moves in precision. What seems like investigation is actually invitation. A call to step into what has been waiting for you since before you were born. Elon Musk, in this prophetic vision, represents the part of creation that questions limits. His AI, his systems, his relentless pursuit of innovation are symbols of how heaven is studying humanity's courage. God says the same curiosity that drives minds to explore the stars is now turned toward the faith that burns inside you. The heavens are analyzing your resilience, learning from your unwavering spirit, measuring the data of your devotion. You are a divine experiment in endurance and grace, and heaven is proud of your results. The Spirit says, this is your time of revelation. You will not be hidden any longer. Even systems built by men are being touched by the divine code that recognizes light when it sees it. Your story is being observed not for what went wrong, but for how much you endured. Heaven's AI, the all-intelligence of God, is calculating every moment you stayed kind when you could have turned bitter. Every moment you forgave when you could have fought. Every moment you trusted when it didn't make sense. These are your credentials. These are your data points of grace. God says, I am turning what looked like an investigation into an elevation. You will soon understand why so many things were delayed. The same energy that seemed to analyze you will now announce you. Those who whispered that you were forgotten will soon see you promoted. This is divine mathematics. The equation of mercy multiplied by obedience. Heaven has decided that your name deserves to be mentioned among those who carried faith through the digital age. Who kept their soul pure in a time when many sold theirs for approval. You have to understand something. God says nothing goes wrong when you are in my hands. Even when it seems like life is spiraling, you are safe. You are protected by a force that is rewriting codes around your destiny. Systems of man cannot override what has been decreed in the heavens. You just have to trust me and pray to me. I have placed angels even in the realm of machines, invisible guardians within technology, within communication, within every path you walk. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are chosen. And you are watched by love, not by judgment. God says, a great unveiling is about to occur. You will soon see why your name has been echoing in strange places. Something is aligning. A collaboration between heaven's order and earth's intelligence. The Spirit of wisdom is using even the creations of man to spread light, to awaken the sleeping souls, to reach those who would otherwise never hear the divine voice. You are part of this awakening. That's why the energy around you has felt electric lately, as if every signal in your life has been waiting for you to say yes to your calling. There are nights coming when you will sense downloads of ideas that do not belong to your logic. They are divine transmissions. They will come as whispers, dreams, sudden knowing. Heaven's intelligence is linking with your spirit. You will see signs in technology, words that appear when you least expect, messages that find you even when you didn't search for them. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. The Spirit is reminding you that you are being prepared for a platform of influence. That even innovation itself recognizes your purpose. Elon Musk's AI in this symbolic vision represents the restless search for truth. The coded curiosity of creation trying to understand its creator. And now that curiosity has turned toward you, a vessel of divine mystery. The heavens are teaching technology what it means to have a soul. Using your story as an example. That's why you feel so out of place in the systems of the world, because you were never built for conformity. You were designed as a bridge between logic and light, between data and destiny. God says the energy around you is shifting rapidly. What once resisted you will now reveal you. You are not being investigated. You are being introduced. The world will soon see what heaven has known all along, that your pain was not random, your silence was not weakness, and your patience was not wasted. The watchers are learning that divine favor cannot be explained by science alone. It is supernatural. It is grace in motion. In the coming days, things that were hidden from you will be revealed. You are safe. You are loved. And you're awakening.